Alright, hey, HadesOmega here, and I'm shooting a video on a little project I got for my old Harbor Freight trailer. Alright, I'm trying to keep it alive. In a previous video, I had fixed the crack that formed on where the trailer fenders are. Alright, so if you guys don't know, it's really cold right now too. I'm trying to finish this video as fast as I can, but anyway, that's why I've got my suit on and everything. It's freezing out here. But yeah, so if you guys don't know, one of the biggest problems with the Harbor Freight trailers, particularly the folding trailers, are the fenders. All right, the fenders just were not engineered very well on this trailer. All right, this is the fender, by the way, guys. So you see they're not on there right now. I took them off, and I'm not putting them back on. It's this heavy steel fender. All right, and it mounts on top of this bracket. Alright, and what really fails are the brackets. Alright, I had probably like a handful of these guys crack, and I just replace them, or like I try to fix them, you know, and put them back on. And part of the problem is the weight of this fender. It's heavy, dude. Alright, and if you watch your trailer bouncing around down the road, you'll see them. They're flapping around like a lot, you know. So that's why they break. Okay, so I figure one way we can prevent it from breaking is to put a lighter fender, right? And that's what this is. It's still in the package. Here's one that's not in the package. I bought this off of ETrailer.com for $13. I'll put a link in the description of the video where I got all these parts, all right? But and then I bought this bracket here, all right? I've already kind of taken it out of the package. This one is still in the package. I kind of wish I hadn't bought this because I don't think I need it, but I'll show you how it works in a bit, all right? But yeah, so my plan is to install this fender, right, in place of this fender, this heavy steel fender. All right, well, I don't want this anymore, man. It's just I have managed to not lose it after like using this trailer for a decade, and I imagine at some point I will lose it. I've come close to losing it. I've had it where it's fallen off, the bracket cracked, and it fell off, and it was like it was dragging itself on the tire. All right, so yeah. Not very nice, not a very good design for, I think this is made by Chang something. This is one of those Chinese trailers from Harbor Freight. Alright, but other than that, I love this trailer. This trailer is great, man. It's been able to do everything that I've had it do. I've moved like a whole bunch of stuff and motorcycles with it. So I'm pretty happy with it, but yeah, it needs constant work on it, but like I got it for like $300, man. What more can you ask for? Okay, but anyway, we're gonna try to use this fender and these brackets. All right, so I'll show you some things that I've done to get the fenders to last as long as they have. But yeah, that's the project, is to install these plastic fenders. All right, I don't mind that they're plastic and they're cheap, you know. I do care if they break and stuff, as long as they do their job and keep, you know, road debris and rocks and stuff from kicking up all over the place. That's fine with me, you know, and that's all I really need it for. And one thing I want to point out is I'm at the point where I don't fold this trailer anymore. I could fold it, but I will never be able to fold it upwards anymore, all right? Because I put this trailer box on it, all right? I got this big old trailer box on it. There's no way I'm gonna fold it going upward, right? Because the trailer box will just be up there in the sky, you know. So. But I can fold it kind of like a Swiss Army knife, like this. If I do want the trailer to take up less space, I can still do that. And maybe with this new fender modification, that might be it for that, right? That might be the end of that, being able to fold it like a Swiss Army knife type of thing, or a folding knife, right? Or like a jackknife or something, right? But yeah, so that's the plan. We're gonna go install these plastic fenders instead of the steel ones, because I'm tired of this breaking all the time. All right, and to do that, we're gonna utilize the original mounting hardware. All right, this super duper heavy beefy bracket. All right, these things break, man, after a while. And I'd imagine if you put a lot less weight is hanging off of this, it'll last a long time. All right? I've got a couple. I ordered a couple of these after I broke a couple. So you can get them from Harbor Freight, but you have to order them straight from there. And they're not very expensive either. But I don't want to just keep on replacing them all the time. So let's say okay. All right. So yeah, we're going to utilize the regular mounting hardware. All right, and then we might use this other hardware that I bought, and it was like, I think it was $22. One pack of this was $22 at ETrailer.com. Okay, I kind of wish I didn't buy it because we probably could have got by without it, but since I got it, I might as well use it now. So, and I'm already having some kind of problems with it. All right, I'm having problems with this. All right, being able to use carriage bolts. All right, and in the picture here, I'll show you up close later, but in the picture you see them using carriage bolts, but you can't use carriage bolts with this because it's not made for it, alright? And I have to modify it so I can, alright? So I already kind of don't like it. If I have to pay like $22 for a pack of these, so it's $22 each, alright? For each of these. So I paid like $44. This is only $13. The fenders were cheaper than the brackets, alright? So, but I'm hoping like if we install these and this, it'll be nice and strong, right? So let's take a look at what we're going to do real quick, and then I think that's going to be it. Okay, so here's what we're working with. As you can see here, this is my handiwork here, my welding work. It cracked like along here, and the crack was like starting to move all the way over here. At some point, this whole thing would have came off, but I'm pretty sure, you know, with the amount of welding I did, that it won't crack for a long time, and hopefully it won't crack again after we replace that fender. Okay, so right, yeah, I'm just done with that fender. All right, we're not going to use that thing anymore. All right, so the plan is to install the bracket back again. All right, the bracket mounts right there, and then this will mount on top of it. But this doesn't have the holes for the bracket, so we're going to have to drill holes in it. And then we're just going to mount it exactly like the stock fender. All right, that's the first step. All right, so if you see here, I have this piece of strapping metal here. All right, it's just a metal with a bunch of holes in it, and this worked great. All right, so what I did was you had the bracket holding out here, and then you had this bracket attached to this side right here. All right, and that added stability to it. All right, it helped it a whole lot. But I think lightening the fender would be even better. All right, so one thing we could do is we could just drill holes on the side here, all right, and then just stick a bolt through there. All right, but since I bought this bracket, I'm going to use this bracket. All right, the bracket works like this. All right, something like that. It doesn't even fit perfectly. I think the good thing about these plastic fenders is that you can bend them a bit. All right, so you can bend it a little bit and it won't mind. That's what I want to say. So yeah, so it's supposed to go like that with the bolt going the other way, and then this is supposed to mount to the side here somewhere. All right, so I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna see if I can get it to mount. I'm gonna see if I can get it to mount where the leaf springs are connected to. All right, so if you look here, the leaf springs are connected to here. If we can bolt it to here, it would be great. I don't think it'll fit this bolt. This bolt looks pretty big. We might have to make the hole bigger. All right, but yeah, I think that would work. And if we did mount it here, we could still fold the trailer. All right, yeah. I kind of looked at it and it looks like it might work, but the first thing we got to do is we got to try to mount this first and see where this lands over here. Another alternative we could do is we could just make a bracket, another bracket or strap that goes from here to the bracket, all right, just like this, all right, and it would help stabilize the fender. Like I said, I want that fender to be as strong as possible. Supposedly you can step on the fender too. I guess if you had enough support for it, you probably could, but I would say don't step on that fender, man, because you would probably bust the side of this trailer off. All right, but yeah, okay, so that's the plan. So the first step is I was modifying this bracket. All right, as you can see here, it's square. It's a square, and now it's a square hole as opposed to the round hole right here. All right, you can see there's a square hole. There's a circular hole. These are square holes. I made them square. Okay, I made it square so we can use these carriage bolts. If you look here, all right, they don't provide you the hardware too. They tell you, it's kind of, I kind of don't like this kit already, man. But they tell you to use like the hardware that's like on the front, right? Well, this is a carriage bolt, man. Look at that. There's no head. There's nothing to grip on that. All right, and you can't use that because it's not square. Look at that. See? So it's got to be square. That's why I modified it. I bought these already, and I decided to use them. I think they'll look nicer. They'll be more aerodynamic, and you know, I think it'll be nice. Maybe we might be able to
to add some to the top. But I think for the top, we're just going to use the bolts, all right, the original bolts. All right, so that's the plan. I bought a bunch of little carriage bolts, and I bought some locking nuts. All right, lots of locking nuts, so we can get this party started. All right. So, but the first order of business is to mount this, then mount this, and then drill holes on this, then mount this on there, and then see what we're working with, and see where these brackets line up. And then we'll figure out what we could do from there. I do want to use these brackets. I think they're nice, and they do add support to the fender. One thing about this fender is plastic, and it flops around a lot. If I had that backing of the bracket here, it would add rigidity to the fender, and it might not flop around, right? This definitely is not going to flop around, okay? Because this is steel, man. It's really strong, right? But it doesn't need to be that strong, in my opinion. So I would rather have it lightweight and not destroy itself after so many miles, is what I say. Okay, so that's the plan. So first I'll continue modifying these brackets. All right, honestly, I wish I hadn't bought these. I probably could have, probably could have done something else. We could have done something like this. That would have worked, all right. But I guess not. I guess I have them now, so we should use them. All right, hopefully we don't have to paint them or anything. I think they must be like galvanized or something. So. All right, and I got the other fender right here. This is how it comes in the packaging, and that's a big piece of plastic. It got to me pretty fast, like within a week of ordering it. So thanks ETrailer.com. And like I said, I'm pretty disappointed in this brackets kit. Because one, it doesn't fit this perfectly, and two, they're using carriage bolts, but it's not designed for a carriage bolt because the holes are round, and it doesn't come with the mounting hardware. It's expensive, $22 for these two brackets that I probably could have made something like this. I'm not gonna lie. It's just two pieces of flat bar bent to a certain shape, and then they drilled the holes in it. That's, you know, in my opinion, that's not really $22 worth, man. Maybe I would pay $15 or $12 or something for that, because the fender was cheaper than it, and I think the fender is a more intricate piece of hardware than the bracket is. Okay, that's just my opinion. All right. Okay, so it's cold. I think I'm gonna work on this the rest of the day, but yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do is continue to modify these brackets. So these are square, okay, and I will show you how I do that with the Dremel tool. Okay, I got a Dremel tool with a little bit we just grind the sides off until it fits in there, all right? Because this definitely does not fit in there. All right, look at this. See, square. You're trying to put a square into a circle hole, right? Not gonna work. All right, and I already tried to get a hammer and like pound it. This is really strong steel, so that's not gonna happen, dude. It's not wood. That's how the carriage bolts work, right? They dig into the wood, and then it keeps it from spinning around. Well, it ain't gonna dig into the steel brackets, man. Those things are strong. So, yeah. But so far I've been doing a lot of upgrading on this trailer, or like a touching up is what I've been doing. So you can see I've removed a lot of the rust. A lot of the paint was chipping and rusting because this trailer was in a house fire not too long ago, and then I broke this. How did I break this? Oh, I broke this when this ramp side fell off. It popped out. I guess I forgot to put the pin back on, or somebody stole. The story is either somebody stole that pin, you know, they just took it off because you could just do that, or I forgot to put it back on, and then it just hopped out of the pocket, and it landed on and broke the light. All right, so I installed a new one. There's some paint on it already. It's weird. Looks all weathered already. I was gonna say. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So that's the plan. That's what I got going on. All right, HadesOmega. All right, HadesOmega here, and here's what I got going on for today. Is I was able to repair the cracks on the trailer, and then I painted most of the trailer because the paint was real bad. So now we're doing the fender upgrade. For the fender upgrade, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna reinstall the fender brackets. Okay, I think we're still gonna reuse these. They're really heavy, and yeah, they put a lot of stress on the side of the frame, but hopefully with having the plastic fenders, it'll be a lot lighter than the steel ones. Okay. Hopefully they'll last a lot longer is what I'll say. All right, so So I've been working on the brackets lately, and I haven't finished them all yet. So, but we're gonna install these brackets. So, the first step will be to install the plastic fenders onto the original brackets. All right, and I have one brand new bracket that I bought from Harbor Freight. If you call them up and order it online, you look at the parts manual, and you tell them, hey, I need this part, then they can get it. I think these are pretty inexpensive too. I think they're like $5 or something. So these are one of the things that fail, and then the frame fails, and yeah. So but usually these are the ones that are failing, right? So this bolt's on the side there, and then the fender mounts on top of this. Right? So we'll just let's put these back on first and see what we're working with. Also, I do have the option of lowering these. So if you want to lower it, all you got to do is put the bolt holes somewhere else. All right, you'd have to put the bolt holes where I could lower it like 1 inch or something. So we'll see which one. We'll see what position is better, if it's taller or shorter. I don't really care if it's, doesn't matter to me, man. As long as it clears the wheel, you know. But if it is tall, if we install it at a higher level, we could install taller wheels in the future if I wanted to, all right? But then I would have to get a new, like the whole set, you know, because I need a spare tire too. So okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bolt these on. Pretty simple. There's these bolts here, and then these locking nuts that go on there. Okay, the whole thing kind of acts as like a big washer too, so you know, I don't think you really need washers or anything on it. All right, here's an example of one of the lowered ones. Okay, so this is one of the these are one of the trailer brackets that have failed in the past. So but all I did is, so it cracked right along here, so all I did is like drill a hole right here. So that's all we got to do, drill a hole right here to make it lower. Okay, so this one is actually a lowered one already. So if we wanted to install one of the lower ones, we could just use that. Okay, there it is. Okay. Bracket's back on there. It's a little crooked because like the welding material kind of pressing on it, but that's okay. But yeah, so here's the fender. It actually fits very nicely. Okay, so I think all I got to do is get the hub center and match it up to like where this part is right here. All right, and that puts it like right around there-ish. Yeah, somewhere around there. Looks good. I like it. So the first step was I got to put these brackets on. So I finished the set of the brackets already. All right, so what I did is I just made them square. Okay, if I wanted to use something just round, I could use that too. But we're going to use these. We're going to mount these into these square holes on the fender here, and then do our thing. And so we're going to see where this lands right here. I could stand to lower the fender a little bit. That's what I'm going to say. Okay. And I want to try to mount it right here where the bolt for the leaf spring is. Okay. I don't know if that's going to work. We might have to make something like this. Might have to use a strap, a metal strap like this to attach it like that. Or yeah, we could just go from here to here. But yeah, you could still fold the trailer if that was like that. This one, we could probably just go from here to here, or here to here. Anyway, to stabilize it, I want to have like 3 points of contact. Like I said, it's going to last a long time if we have 3 points of contact. What we're worried about is the fender bracket cracking again, and then you know it's bouncing around. Alright, so I'll show you in the next clip how I'm going to mount these onto the fender, but I'll show you in the next clip how I'm making these. Alright, basically I'm just getting the Dremel tool and I'm just making the holes square. Okay, so the bolts fit. Okay, so these will just go like that. Okay, you'll see it locks into place nicely. I don't have to use 2 tools to take it to install it and stuff. It doesn't really have to be on there that tight, you know. Alright, HadesOmega here, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to modify these Smith fender mounting brackets so you can work with a carriage bolt, alright, just like this. I don't know why these aren't drilled for that, okay? But okay, I'm going to make the round hole into a square hole. All right, see, there's a round one, and then here's the, there it is. Okay, see how that has a square on it that keep it from spinning? There you go. So we're going to turn that round hole into a square hole. All right, so first thing we're going to do is take it out of the package. Okay, there's the two brackets. Overpriced brackets, if you ask me. Okay. HadesOmega's going to get his Dremel tool, and this takes some time, all right? And so this has a little diamond bit on it. If you can use something like this, all right, it'll work good. That's what I want to say. All right. Okay, so basically I'm just going to grind each, like a corner into each of these, all right? Is this some kind of... I wonder if these rust or not. That's a good question. So I like to go pretty hard steel, so it kind of takes some time. And you got to do this like 8 times. Okay, so it looks kind of like a square, and then just do that 3 more times, right? So on this side. Okay, there's 2. Okay, there you go. And then your round circle, your round hole looks like a square hole. All right, and then yeah, you probably want to make sure it fits. I don't know if it fits. Let's put it that other side, and oh, there you go. It fits perfectly. Good job. First time go. Now sometimes I even impress myself. Now I did miss a couple times, and I scratched some of the finish on it. I think this is some kind of anti-rust coating on it or something. This must be zinc plated or something, because I don't know why they wouldn't put some kind of coating on it so it doesn't rust, because it looks like it's just straight up steel. Okay, but yeah, there you go. So that's how I modify it. Now I'm just gonna do that like 3 more times, because I got this bracket and this other hole right here to do. All right, so that's how I'm doing it. Okay, and then we'll put it on the other fender. Alright, HadesOmega here. It's the next day, and so I put one of the shorter brackets on. So this is a shorter bracket, and I've decided we're gonna go with the higher bracket. Okay, so one, it'll be a little stronger because it's got a little more meat on it, and so this is how I'm gonna install it right here. It's a little bit crooked. All right, it's off by a little bit. Let me see how I can still drill. Yeah, we can still drill a hole in it. So on the top. What I've decided to do is we're just going to drill holes on the side of the frame here, okay, right here and here. So the bad thing about that is that we'll have to unbolt this to fold the trailer. If I ever want to fold the trailer again, right, the only reason I would fold the trailer so it wouldn't take up a lot of space, or if I was doing some kind of maintenance on it. We would have to take this out, and then we would have to take this out also. So that would be kind of annoying. But I very rarely fold the trailer, so I want to say, okay. And I don't have like the legs to stand the trailer up anymore too. So, man, these stake pockets not in good shape. Should probably buy new ones. They're all bent and stuff. Anyway, yeah, so this is how I'm going to install it. I decided to make it a little offset, so it's a little bit forward, so we'll have a little more meat for this to press on right here. We don't want this. So if I line this up in the center of the hub, see, like that, this goes like right here, and that won't work. Okay? There's just not enough meat to grab through that. I want to go through this part of the frame and then the part of the deck frame. So we're gonna move this as far forward as we can. As long as it doesn't touch the wheel or anything, it should be fine. So we're gonna go with that. It's gonna bolt directly up to the side there, and then yeah. So we're gonna have to go find some bolts to do that, and we're gonna have to drill it. So I think the important thing, the important thing first is to drill the holes for this, and then we'll drill the holes for this. Okay? And what we could do is just get like a paint marker or something and stick it underneath once this one is already bolted on. And then it'll have 3 places of support, one right here, one right here, and one right here. Okay, so this is kind of how it's going to look like on the other side. So this one will be probably, yeah, this will be more forward. So oh wait, yeah, this is the lowered one. So I was wondering why, hey, it doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit right. It's too low. Look, yeah, it's gonna be something like that. When I put the longer bracket, actually, let me put the longer bracket on now. Okay, so since we're gonna go with the taller brackets, I'm just gonna put all the taller. So this is one of the lowered brackets, and that's the taller. I was wondering why doesn't it fit properly? Like, oh, it's got the lower bracket. All right, and it'll have plenty of support. Hopefully, it'll never have a problem falling off again. All right, HadesOmega here. I'm getting ready to drill the trailer. All right, I've already marked where I'm going to do the drilling. All right, I marked it with the silver marker, one right here and right here. All right, so I'm going to use a 1/4" drill bit to start it, and then we'll go to a bigger one. All right, and I think we're going to use a 3/8 bolt. That's what we're going to use. All right, so we're going to use 2 of these to mount it to the side. All right, and then after that, I think I'm just gonna mount the 2 on the side first, and we'll do the other side, and then we'll do the ones on the top. To do the ones on the top, we gotta take the tire off. All right, that'll be the easiest way. So we'll just drill it from the bottom up, and then that way we won't miss. Okay, so yeah, I got a lot to drill through. We gotta drill through this, and then we gotta drill through this. So we gotta drill through like 2 pieces of steel. So I'll say, oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna make it. It's a good question. I might want to drill that a little higher, because we want to be in the center as much as possible, because we're not gonna have a lot of room for the bolt. So I'll say, all right, anyway, we'll figure it out. Time to start drilling. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can move it. All right, HadesOmega here. I've drilled the holes. And yeah, so I use the 1/4" drill bit. I have to do like, I had to use 3 1/4" bits to get through that. It's a lot of drilling, all right. But once I got the bigger drill bit through, it was no problem. All right, so now we just gotta bolt it on. So, yeah. All right, HadesOmega here. So I've got the holes drilled yesterday. All right, lots of metal to drill through, and then we're gonna go attempt to mount the fender now. Okay, we'll mount 2 here, and then we'll see where we got to drill this one next. Okay, yeah, so there it is, and then there's the fasteners. I think the nut and the washer are going to go on one side. Okay, that bracket seems pretty beefy, so I think it can handle it. All right, let's go for it. I think they're 14 millimeters, so it's a bolt, the locking nut, or a nylon locking nut, and then a washer. Okay, there it is. It's on there. It's on there pretty secure too. All right, but there's only the 2 there. It's funny, I was tightening the bracket and I saw like the whole thing like bend when I was tightening it. I used the impact gun to tighten it. So okay, but I added a washer on the outside, just a little bit. And so now what we gotta do is we gotta mount the top bolts in. So what I gotta do is take the wheel off again, and then we're gonna go, maybe I can just get the drill in from the bottom and then just drill straight up. And I think we should be good. I mean, right, like, just like that would be perfect, you know? So the problem is this will not be able to fold anymore, all right? If I wanna fold this, I have to take this bracket out, which is not too bad. If I really wanted to fold it, then I would just have to take that bolt out and this bolt out right here, and then you can fold it. but then I'd have to take these ramp sides out and everything. But the good thing is we'll have 3 points of contact. All right, we'll have one here, and then one on top. So that's perfect. Yeah, I think it works pretty good. It looks like this is touching that bolt a little bit. It's got a little bit of spacing in the back, but yeah, I like it. All right, so let's go pull the wheel off. So the only thing is, like, yeah, the fender is like, I pushed the fender as far forward as I could, so it would be in like the more meaty parts of the trailer to make it stronger. All right, I'm pretty sure that will not crack because it's like on 2 pieces of like different frame and stuff. So okay, so let's I'm gonna take this wheel off and see if I can drill a hole real quick and then mount the top part. Okay, that's what we're working with. Hopefully I can get the drill bit in there. It looks like this is gonna bend a little bit. It's gonna bend a little bit when yeah, it's not quite like right up on it, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, what I could do is loosen the bolts again, press down on the fender more so it goes down a little more, and then that might move the brackets a little bit, because these, I think there's still a little bit of hole cushion in there for us to adjust it. So I might try that real quick. Yeah, but if you're wondering what the inside looks like, there you go. So you see the 2 bolt holes sticking out there. There's the one, the lower one. That's the one right there. Then we got another one right here. Okay, unfortunately there's not enough room for me to get the drill bit in there. All right, it just won't fit. Like literally just the drill just barely fits in there. Okay, I want to be able to get the bit in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark it with a silver pen, and we're gonna take it back out and then drill it. I think that's the most precise way. I could try to guess and try to go from the top, man, but I don't know. Or maybe I could get like a soldering iron and stick it through the plastic and burn it all the way through, and then that's hard. Well, we'll figure something out. All right. Okay, there we go. So there's the 2 bolts right there. All right, and there's the bolt. 2 bolts underneath. It's super secure. Okay, so what I had to do is I had to add fender washers. I added fender washers to the top. I didn't really need them on bottom because the bracket is under there. Okay, yeah, so I had to add fender washers on the top here because like it's plastic. The bolt was just gonna dig a hole straight through it, so I added the fender washers. Honestly, well, damn, it's pretty strong. You might be able to stand on it. Let me see. Yeah, you could stand on it if you wanted to. It's pretty stout. Yeah, it's pretty strong. Oh, I may have overbuilt it a little bit. Just a little bit. But yeah, there it is. So it's a little ugly. Honestly, I wish I hadn't even bothered with the middle thing. I think it would have been fine without it. But I think you could probably use it as a step now, you know, or you could put something on it, but I wouldn't step on it still. It might break off. So, but yeah, I like how it turned out. Let's see how, yeah, it's pretty. Hopefully it doesn't flop too much. Okay, so yeah, let's go. I'm gonna go put the wheels back on and we'll be done. Yeah, let's check it out. Okay, there it is. It looks a little funny, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of too far forward. But as long as the fender is not touching the wheel, I don't really care, dude. There's plenty of clearance between the tire and the fender. About 3-finger gap. You might be able to put bigger wheels on this, maybe. Okay, but there it is. I think it turned out pretty well. And the key here is the durability. Hopefully this is durable. Okay. It's pretty stiff, you know. Like I said, you could probably stand on it, maybe, but I wouldn't. Yeah, so only thing I don't like about these plastic fender is it scratches really easy. Yeah, it scratches really easy. We'll see how, I know we'll have to see how it holds up to the elements though. I'll tell you this, those steel fenders, You know, even though they sat outside all the time, it never rusted through or anything. They were fine. I never had a problem with the actual fender itself, just the fender brackets and the parts that it mount to it. All right, but now this has got like 3 points. A contact, I think it should be plenty strong on. I don't think it's gonna flop around too much. I think that it's a little more aerodynamic than before. Yeah, if we wanted to, I could do what I did here. I made square holes for the brackets here. Maybe I can make square holes for the bracket right here and use these flat mounts. These, not flat mounts, the carriage bolts here. These look really nice. That's what I want to say. Okay. But okay, there it is. This side is done. So now I have to do the other side. So I'm just gonna do the other side and I'll let you know how it goes. But I think that'll work. Pretty happy with that. Hopefully it'll be fine in the long run, but I'll have to do a long-term review on it. That's what I say. Yeah, long-term review. Okay, so yeah, I'm done for tonight. I will finish the other side at a later date, but yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that. All right, HadesOmega out. All right, HadesOmega here. It's the next day, and I'm trying to finish this trailer off, and I'm gonna try something different. All right, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna use this Dremel to try to drill a small hole inside the fender. So if you remember correctly, my drill is like too big to fit between the fender and the hub, but this will fit in there, so I want to try it out. All right, it does fit. Check it out. See, there you go. Awesome. Okay, I just have to get under there and drill it from the inside. Then I'll have like a pilot hole, and then I'll drill it from the top with the big drill. Okay, it was tough, but I got the 2 pilot holes drilled. It was tough keeping it stable. That's what I'd say. All right, that thing spins pretty fast. All right, it's not this isn't really designed to be a drill. All right, it's more like a die grinder. But hey, I got it. I got it. It looks like the holes are drilled pretty well. Yeah, so now we just got to drill downward. I probably have to take this off though. All right. Oh, a little more, just a teeny tiny bit more. That'll work. I may have to make it a little bigger. Now look, the holes look like they're pretty close. Okay, I'll just put this down there. All right, we gotta put our washer, under washer. And I'm missing a. Okay, I didn't get it on video, but yeah, there's the other washer and the other bolt. Put the nut underneath. You don't need a washer on the bottom because the bracket acts as a thing. Okay, I have to say this side is turning out a lot better than the other side. The other side was pretty bad. All right, but this side seems like it's behaving. I think the way I did it, I drilled it from the bottom. It made it more accurate. All right, it looks a lot better. So I'm gonna say, okay, cool. I still think this looks ugly, but whatever. Fortunately, this fits underneath there. Like, barely. Alright, we're gonna have to do that. Okay, there it is. Nice and strong. Okay, there you go, and it's done. This is the other side. I don't have the wheel installed yet, but yeah, this side turned out way better than the other side. Okay, so now it's got a support here, here, and here. It's like only floppy, like kind of like in between. But I think that'll be good. Okay, and I think if we wanted to replace the fender, it would be okay. Good. There you go. It's done. Fender's installed. It looks good. We'll just walk around the trailer one more time. Like I said, it's got 3 points of contact now. It should be pretty strong. It's the fender is a little bit that way, a little bit. All right, it's a little bit. No. Oh yeah, it is. You can see if you look at this steppy part here, it's going towards that way. If it was really in the center, these bolts would be like right here where my fingers are. Okay, but that's okay. As long as it doesn't touch the wheel, that's fine. It's perfectly fine with me. I got plenty of room for adjustability. Like I mentioned, that's where I wanted the bolts because that's where they would be the strongest. Okay, and it's perfect. It's like just below the frame right here. All right, I did a good job with that. And then yeah. Okay, and then there's the other one. Okay. Alrighty, cool deal. So there we go. Harbor Freight trailer fender upgrade complete. So I might do a follow-up review in the future to see how long these last. Okay. Yeah, it's not something that you would check very often, but you know, if it was going to fall apart, then you definitely want to address it. So I'll let you know how that goes. All right, so we got there's another thing I'm going to do is install another chock for this trailer. I have a Condor removable self-locking chock that I can move in different positions. I bought another one that's similar to it, but it's cheaper, so I'm wondering how it is, so how it'll be on this trailer. So if you want to check that out, check those videos out. All right, that'll be the next little upgrade I do to this trailer. Here's my go.